Okay guys, well I thought that I would do a video on just how they are using the esoteric information against us, and especially certain numbers which they like to focus on. And this year being 2015 and an 8 year, well, they have certainly not put that to any waste. And so I decided to collect stories about the number 8 over the last 2 days. And I think we have collected probably about 25 articles about the number 8. And so I'm not going to bring you all of the articles, but I will bring you some of them, and it will give you a definite idea of how they are utilising this esoteric information against us. And the thing is that if you're going to understand them on the political level, you really need to understand them on the esoteric level, because that is basically how they are speaking in this language. Lesbian convinced lover to kill her evil daughter 8, who was found dead with 50 injuries. They like to use the number 5 and 8 because the 5 and 8 are very sacred to the divine race, and you can even see this in sacred geometry and even in the movement of Venus and Earth, which is called the Venus Rose, which is based on 8-5. So it is a very, very powerful number, and they are using it, as I said, for quite sinister and violent false flags on every level. And we see them reporting this over and over again, and this number 8 continually playing over and over again in all of these false flags. Now, we've got a cardiac surgeon dies on the 20th of January by being murdered, shot at a hospital where you help people, and that is also focused on the heart. So he is a cardiac surgeon, a heart surgeon. Number 20 is also a number connected to the heart, and then he's 44 years old, Dr. Michael Davidson, which is an 8. And the gunman is 55, and 55 is equating to God's law and will and destined paths. The 11, divine justice, number 11. And so when you understand the esoteric information, and as I've said, for those that aren't aware, we do use these codes that were left to us by the ancient cultures. The ancient Egyptians knew of these codes and encoded them into these artifacts, and when you put the golden mean spiral over them, they unlock the codes within divine man and mankind. And these are the codes that the establishment and the Antichrist, anyone that is against the Christ within you, is the Antichrist, and they are all working to extinguish your light, because they know that their time is now almost done, because the cycle is drawing to a close, and they are using this knowledge against mankind, divine man, and they are doing this in a way that is mocking mankind and divine man, because not many people understand this language at the moment. They have forgotten, and it's only those that have gone and sought an understanding for it again that now once again do have this knowledge and understanding for who they are and for the laws within creation that govern all of us. And basically, when you understand them, you then can clearly understand the motivations behind those that are in charge. The psychopaths, you can see what's motivating them. And this is why, unless you understand the esoteric, you won't understand the political, because that's a reflection of the knowledge that they have, that they've locked underneath the Vatican in that library. And so 20 and 8 are connected to the heart. They're also connected to the creation of the messiahs and the divine race, but the messiahs are the archetypes for the divine race, and they are the first branches, and so they show in the geometry. And because they are a tribe, being they were created as a whole soul, that are two separate parts, they are joined at the ethereal heart. And so this is also shown in the codes, as well as mortal man, who is a 7, because 7 is the ethereal. So you've got 2 7s, so they are twinned, but they have to pass through the halls of judgment separately. Whereas you can see the tribe over here will just move straight up because they are immortal. They are an extension of the Creator. Mortal man has to pass through the heart and be weighed. And so it is up to the Antichrist to stop that happening and send mortal man off his path. And they're doing a very good job, because you can even see this as straight is the gate and narrow is the way back to the crown. So not many are going to find this path back again. And even rarer to see twinned mortals making their way back to the crown together and becoming 33 and into the new cycle. So it will be very interesting to see how many people are able to walk this path. But from what I've actually observed, not many are ready to take responsibility for understanding their place within creation. And that's what it comes down to, because you do have to actually humble yourself and realise that you do have to account for other influences. So now that we know and we've been reminded of where we're actually accessing all of these codes and how we know that they are using them, we can see 20, 44, 8, 4 males, 4 females in the messiahs. We can see in their false flags that they are using this number. 8's also immortality, which we can see symbolised on the strength card, because it does take strength to get through the heart back to the crown. And so 53 soldiers and officers are awarded their service for killing little children in hospitals and schools, all under a number 8, 53. And Isis, once again, that is the divine female, Isis. That's what Isis stands for. So it's right in front of your face. It's just a matter of mankind actually waking up and seeing it. And so they are laughing basically until mankind do. And as I said, we'll either understand and see what they're doing now and wake up, and so we're not going to be mocked because we do understand the situation that we're in. Or we're just going to be completely unaware and think everything is just what's being played out in the media, and then one day the blind side is just going to hit us, and from nowhere we're going to totally be unprepared for what that means and plays out. And this is where it's heading to a tipping point, and they know, and this is why they are actually becoming more extreme and more insane. And why it is getting easier to identify this, and that's why people in the group are actually now seeing what I was seeing last year with the 7s and the planes, and last year being a 7-year, and so they were more focused on that number, and the planes are always got the 7s encoded in them, and all of their false flags you could find 7s all through them. So they weren't playing them out so visibly last year, but now they are not holding back. It's like they do not care if people that understand this information can see them for who they are. And they pretty much know anyway that it's going to take quite a bit for mankind to wake up to the fact they're fully taken control of by a negative force that exerts itself through a group of people. They will find that out, the hard way. But here we see we've got a deficit expected to reach 3.5 billion. So, anything that can be in the negative and attach it to the 8, 107 here. It's decreased from that price more than half a year ago, and now it's, so cheap, and now all these jobs are going to have to be lost. And again, we see the 5, God's will and law, them asserting themselves. The 7 here for the ethereal. And if you do want to understand these numbers, this is why you get to know the esoteric information, and soon you can just look at this information and you just know what each of the numbers mean. So it becomes easy to ascertain what they're doing, and that is fully screwing everybody over, and it is going to start playing out soon because they are imploding the economy now with all this oil, and they're seeing that it's, they're showing it's all at the number 8. Richest 80 people in the world, 35 of them are Americans, 8 again, 55 here of the Earth's population. Okay, numbers are there again, 8 and 5, very sacred numbers. The Venus rose, 8 and 5. The geometry is just perfection in 8 and 5, and you'll see it. And it's connected to the divine race, 8 and 5, and their creation. Now, I wanted to leave this one till the last one because this, I think, is quite significant. It's quite a lot of code throughout this, and this State of the Union. He is just the most disgusting piece of empty shit that is going to sell out the people. He's already selling out the people. He is funding Israel to kill babies, to blow up their schools, to blow up their hospitals, and he's laughing about it while Detroit suffers and has their water turned off. Water is a human right. No one should have to pay for water. That was the moment we decided it was okay that we paid for water, we were screwed. Because we're all equal, okay? As I've said before, they've got no mandate from God to say who accesses water, and it's God's water, the Creator's water. That's why they've been so, happy to remove God and put God, out to pasture with their little white coat scientists so they could take control of all of our resources and sell it back to us. So people really need to wake up with this water situation. And this is going to be significant. There's numbers all through it, 8 people are among 22 people at the White House invited to attend a speech, all right, and all about this State of the Union, and 22 is also a sacred number. Again, we're seeing the esoteric information. So, really, it's just a matter of perceiving how they are moving ahead now and either utilising that information to navigate your path better or just ignoring it. But it's there if you want to see it, and now that it's been shown to you that I can show you in all of these cases the 8 is there, you will see it because it's been brought to your attention, and that's how the universe works. That's why you can't see magic unless you believe in it. So I'll just post all of these articles underneath, and if you want to see the full list of articles we have collected over the last 2 days, you can see them in the group on that post. Well, I'll leave it there. And, as always, peace out.